Well, hey guys, time to do the range test, formal range test on the 67 volt, 420 watt hour Mten3. So I'm guessing I'm going to get 15 miles out of this. We'll see how close I am. My 84 volt, 512 watt hour wheel, if I remember, I got 19 to 20 miles on that. And yeah, so I'll be pretty happy if I get 15. Like I said before, now with this wheel, now that I know how I use my Mten3, it's more of a short errand wheel, 6 to 8 miles typical, maybe, for errands or for fun. And I'm not going on group rides on this wheel. I know some of you ride your Mten3s farther, but I mean, if you really want the range, then you might as well just go with the 84 volt. Let's see if I get by through here. But otherwise, you can save a lot of money by getting this cheaper wheel. And again, I've been noticing no difference in torque and raw performance between this and the 84 volt. There are guys who do ride this wheel faster than 20 miles an hour. I gotta hand it to you. For those people, you want to stick with 84 volt. But for me, this is like right now I'm going 14 miles an hour. This is a 10 to 15 mile an hour wheel, how I usually ride it, how I have fun with it. I'll use the lift switch here. Let's see. So anyway, it's not going to be a long range test at 15 miles, and I'm not going to do it how I normally, like my other wheels. I'm limiting myself between 18 and 21 miles per hour, obviously riding faster. I'm going to ride this wheel like I typically ride this wheel. So I'm going to be doing a lot of riding on the river trail here. So I'll be going 15 will be my max. We'll just see how I do. I'm going to close my visor here. It's March 14th, and as you maybe can see with the clouds and the wet ground, we've got rain. It's like just going to be this kind of weather for a couple of weeks. It's been kind of miserable for Southern California. But when we get our rainy season is probably February, March. That's when we do get some tend to get lousy weather like this. It's in the low 60s right now. It's pleasant enough. I've really been happy to see people getting the Mten3. This is with my little early talk about the 67 volt version. I'm really excited for all you guys who are getting these wheels. And I've been getting some positive feedback that everyone seems to agree that they're really glad they got it. It's a really, really fun wheel. So I'm going to convince more of you guys to get this. See, now I'm on this kind of a crappy trail. I mean, it's got bumps and stuff, and you know, it's not the funnest wheel to ride in these kind of conditions. And of course you can lower the tire pressure to get less wobbles and stuff, but for this Mten3, I tend to like the maneuverability better. All right, so I'll check in a little while, tell you how things are going. See you in a bit. I'm about 3.5 miles into the ride, and under load 67%. Right now I'm cruising at 15 miles an hour. Mten3 is definitely not a wheel that I would want to go cruising on for distances. It's just such a tiny wheel. I mean, doing trail rides like this, and I had the tire pumped up about 35. My riding weight is right now. I've been on a diet, so I think I'm right now geared up about 170 pounds. So you lower the tire pressure, definitely it would get better in terms of the wobbles I'm dealing with. I'm hitting bumps and cracks in the trail and stuff. But I'll be putting on my summary video on this wheel pretty soon, this week. I'll compare it to my 84 volt, and expect a very positive review, though, summary. For how I ride, I see zero difference between this and my 84 volt version, because I don't ride high speed and I don't ride for distance. It's only when I first got the wheel that I did some long rides with it, but that's just not how I ride it. See all those wobbles I'm getting when I go underneath the bridges with bumpy road. Keeps you on your toes. Very pleasant, though. Us who live in Southern California, it's just always sunny, always blue sky. So when you get clouds like this, I love it. It's beautiful. I grew up in a suburb of Chicago for the first 24 years of my life. So I have fond memories of the seasons, I love thunderstorms, and the weathers. I enjoy it, and it's the one thing I miss in Southern California. The weather can be kind of boring. But that boring weather, it does have a lot of upsides. I grant you that. But I do enjoy the clouds, though, when they show up here. Okay, I'm approaching the halfway mark, so I'm kind of heading back now. 53% load and maybe 7 miles so far. I really wish I had maybe lowered the tire pressure a little bit. I'm just dealing with way too many wobbles that I'd prefer not to be dealing with. It's okay now, but boy, when when I hit the crappy trail, like right now I'm going to go under this tunnel. Because again, I have the tire pressure pumped up high so I can just turn on a dime, because that's how I like to ride when I'm just playing around. I'm going to go on to the other side of the river to head back. It's got a nice winding trail. It's so nice, so I can just turn so so easily when the tire's pumped up high like that. Of course, if I lower the pressure, I'll get worse gas mileage too. You know, it just occurred to me, we're in a low pressure system right now because of the storms, and but my tire pressure is essentially, it's at a higher pressure now. It's firmer, because this is driving me nuts. How wobbly it is. Because when I'm stopped like this, it feels like I'm on a ball. You know, you just you can see how I'm turning. So when I'm riding fast, it's just, yeah, it's like you're riding on a ball. Because I know it was not the pressure. I don't ride it with this high pressure normally. It just feels really solid. But that's just got to be it. Low pressure system, and that's very interesting. makes your tires feel firmer. I wonder if any of you guys have made that observation before. That's really interesting. If I keep the speed under 12 miles an hour, it's more forgiving. That's for sure. This little mini range test is turning out to be a workout. Go on this bridge for a little bit. Not bridge, but yeah, this area normally is just dry, but whenever we get a lot of rain, it's like an overflow, and it picks up a lot of the water. So for a couple months out of the year, we get something that looks it's picturesque here. We get little mini lakes. Okay, I'm about 9.5 miles and I'm 33% battery under load. If I slow down, I'm about 40% no load. So, well, let's see, truly no load. 43%. So maybe I'll still make 15 miles. We'll see. I've definitely gone farther than I will typically ever ride my wheel now. We're all different, of course, in how we would use this wheel. But again, I recommend this wheel for the pure fun factor. But it can also be a very practical wheel for short, errands of, 5 to 10 miles. And it's a great errand wheel because you have a lot of fun doing your errand. What a great wheel, though. I'm just so excited that E-Wheels is carrying this this $600 wheel, and this is really a high performance wheel for 600 bucks. It's just great. It's going to be so nice to be able to recommend to people when they ask how much these cost. I can say you can get a really high quality wheel to learn on for 600 bucks, and you won't outgrow it. Yeah, just nothing but positives. Okay, now this is kind of crappy there. That right there made me think there was a bit of sand. Tim, and I can't quite remember your last name, begins with a W, up in Washington. He just posted a video, fun little video where he was riding his Mten3 on the beach. And some of you guys know that I do beach runs periodically on my wheels, riding through the surf, and I don't know, for some reason I never thought of taking my Mten3, but he was riding his Mten3, having fun. So that's my next wheel I'm going to take on the beach next time I'm down there at low tide. This would be great wheel, because it's a small wheel, but it's 3 inches wide. So and there's nothing like a wide wheel for stability in riding through stuff like sand. Let's take a little break, going backwards. Help me out on my wobbles. As you guys who've gotten these wheels, Mten3s, and have been playing around going backwards, you've given me feedback that, oh man, this thing is so easy to go backwards on compared to your other wheels. And so true. You can tell I'm just it's so fun when you're going slow. So again, I've been riding 14 to 15 miles an hour, mostly. You know, which to me is a comfortable speed on this wheel. about 12 miles in and between 20 and 24% battery. 13 miles an hour. I gotta tell you, my legs are getting tired fighting these wobbles. Oh man. It's funny, I've never noticed that before. The high pressure, the difference. Maybe it requires riding a wheel like this where you can really tell the difference between high pressure and lower pressures. I'm not going to change the pressure. I'm going to see what it's like next when this low pressure system goes away. 10% battery under load, and my range 14.2 miles. My estimate was pretty good, huh? I said 15 miles. That's going to be right in that ballpark. Okay guys, I'm at the end of the road. You can see the pedals tilting back on me now. I'm at between 0 and 2% battery. So I think time to call it quits. And my GPS distance is 6.7 miles. 16.7 miles. So that's impressive. I could probably just tweak 17 miles out of this guy. But very usable through 15 miles. Didn't really have to monitor my speed too much, you know, up to 15 miles an hour. So yeah, great. Probably no matter what you weigh, you could easily count on 10 miles, solid 10 miles on this wheel. So I think that concludes the range test. We'll call it. We'll say 16 miles for the 67 volt Mten3. I hope you've ordered one, or you're seriously thinking about getting one. You will love this wheel once you get it. Trust me, and trust others who've been saying the same thing. And at about $600, it's hard to pass up, I think. All right, guys. See you in a little bit.